Is it true that Leonardo DiCaprio grew up in Echo Park?
¡No parea! Para allá, para la derecha.
Yes, Leonardo DiCaprio grew up in LA's neighborhood called Echo Park, a primarily Mexican neighborhood. To understand Leonardo DiCaprio, we need to understand the rich culture that shaped Echo Park first. Echo Park's roots stretch back to a colonial California built on indigenous land and colonial rule. After 1821, it belonged fully to Mexico. After California was absorbed into the United States, Echo Park shifted politically while remaining culturally Mexican. In the early 20th century, the Mexican Revolution pushed new waves of Mexican families north into Los Angeles, many settling in Echo Park because Mexican life was already rooted there. When the Chavez Ravines Mexican community was displaced in the 1950s during the process that led to the Dodgers Stadium, many families moved nearby neighborhoods, including Echo Park. By the mid-20th century, Echo Park was widely known as a predominantly Mexican-American neighborhood, formed through the community of the original Californios and Mexican families. This was a version of Echo Park Leonardo DiCaprio grew up inside of, rooted in a deeply Mexican neighborhood. Leonardo DiCaprio's career started unusually early. Before most people knew his name, he was already working steadily in television, appearing in Growing Pains and Parenthood. Directors noticed that he listened on camera, which was very rare for young actors, and that led him to his first Academy Award nomination as a teenager. Titanic changed the scale of his career, but did not change his approach. Overnight, he became one of the most famous people in the world. Films like The Beach, Gangs of New York, and Catch Me If You Can shows him actively testing range, accents, physicality, and moral ambiguity. This period is where he began his long collaboration with Martin Scorsese, which became one of the defining actor-director partnerships of modern cinema. By the mid-2010s, Leonardo DiCaprio's career included movies like The Aviator, The Departed, Inception, The Wolf of Wall Street, and many other great movies. Then he won his first Academy Award for The Revenant. Later films like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Don't Look Up, and Killers of the Flower Moon, DiCaprio leans further into historical context, power, and consequences. Recently, there was a moment in a movie where people finally realized that he grew up in Echo Park. It was a small moment and one battle after another. Leonardo DiCaprio uses a Mexican whistle
¡No parea! Para allá, para la derecha. Gracias!
while asking for directions, and the clip spread fast online because people recognized that immediately. When asked about it later, DiCaprio said it came growing up in Los Angeles in a Mexican-American community. He described it as normal, something people did without thinking about it. He also talked about spending time during COVID working alongside Mexican gardeners, planting cactuses, and communicating the same way. For viewers, the moment confirmed something deeper. It showed that Echo Park and the Mexican culture around him did not fade with time, it stayed embedded. Leonardo DiCaprio did not simply grow up in Los Angeles, he grew up in Echo Park. So next time you see Leonardo DiCaprio on screen, remember that. So did you know Leonardo DiCaprio grew up in Echo Park?